Hi everybody, and welcome to Italian Cooking Unscripted. You will notice that Anna is still not with me. Yeah, she was supposed to be back last weekend, and she had to stay an extra week because her mom was not doing so well, but she is now, so I'm very, very happy. Naji, we're happy for you. Today's show, what I decided to do, well, it's not what I decided to do, it's what I discovered. The Instant Pot, or as I call it, the Magic Pot. Now, I had told Anna when we moved in together, I said, Anna, what is this contraption here? And she said, this is amazing. It could cook overnight. And I said, well, no, I'm a purist and I don't need things like this. But let me tell you something. If you don't have one, now is the time, especially during this COVID time where you're busy working in the day. It can slow cook or it can fast cook. Today we're fast cooking. Stay tuned. Welcome back. So what am I making in my Magic Pot? I think you can guess. I've got a chicken here, got a few veggies, something pretty simple. I'm going to make some broth, some Italian brodo, as they call it. Now, when it was time to make brodo on the Saturday night, we'd be like, oh, Ma, not the brodo, not the boiled chicken is what we called it. We didn't know what we were having, how good it was. And now I kill myself trying to make it as good as my mom used to make it. She made an amazing brodo. So I'm going to attempt to do the same brodo that my mom made. And I'm also going to take out these chicken breasts over here and make them into meatballs so we can have a little bit of meatballs to put inside of our brodo. So what goes into making this broth? So easy. One chicken. The chicken, as you see here, it's not an organic chicken, it's just supermarket bought chicken because we're just going to make a simple soup with it. The goal is to get it cut up, not so difficult. Once you know the technique, you cut it along its back, like you see here. And because it's not that hard to do it there. Once you have that open, you take it and you kind of split it open like this. Then you're free to cut off different limbs. I want to save the breast, that's what I'm saying. So you know what, I can go ahead and cut it in half. See how easy it cuts in half when you've got it done properly from the start. The leg, you kind of go into the joint and then you break the leg. By breaking the leg, that allows you to cut off the piece. I'm making a little bit smaller pieces because I want to put them in the Magic Pot that's waiting over there. So leg, wings, it's kind of the same thing. You kind of dig in and then you look for the breaking point and cut the meat right off. Now I've got the breast here. I want to keep the breast because I want to run that through the grinder, make some meatballs. All this carcass, it's bone makes it really, really good. Broth, cut it sort of around here. I'm going to get the SAR ready. We're going to get the soup going and then we're going to get the meatballs going. I got the inner of the Magic Pot here. I'm going to put some veggies. Let's get the veggies going. You just take some celery, carrots, parsley. I like a little bit of tomato in it. Half an onion, really, really nice. Cut it up a little bit like this. This is going to give flavor. Not complicated. Throw it all in there like that. Like this. I think that's my father calling. My dad thinks that I'm lonely without Anna. So he calls me all the time to make sure that I'm okay. Imagine that. It makes him feel good, so I like that. Like that. In the Magic Pot, put the piece of chicken in. Drop them. Drop them. Right in there like that. Fill it up like this. Looks all good. Forgot a little piece of thyme. Get salt in there. Pepper that up. Fill it up almost to the 10 liter. So this Magic Pot is like, I don't know, big Magic Pot. Now here's the beauty of these Magic Pots. They have a mind of their own. pressure cooking, I'm not an expert, but I did read up that pressure cooking has been around for a very long time. It's centuries actually that people have known that if you cook with heat and pressure, you accelerate the cooking time. And the beauty of it is you accelerate the cooking time, but it doesn't end up tasting strange. Because a lot of times I know that I've done things to accelerate the cooking time and it tastes strange. But really, you really can't tell the difference when it comes to using the Instant Pot, or as I call it, the Magic Pot, because it makes magic. So I've got 10 liters of water in there. I've got all this chicken in here. I'm just gonna go over here, drop it in there. And then you come here and you go, I want soup. I need more time. You need to bring it up to about 90 minutes. Will get you what you want. 90 minutes, and then it just goes on its own. So on to making the meatballs. Instead of taking out the old-fashioned 1920 Italian grinder that we saw in my sausage show, what I decided to do is put it in this, I've got this mini food processor, shall we call it. A couple of shots like this, and I'll get the meat to the consistency that I want, and then I'm gonna mix it, and it'll be spectacular. So yeah, it did it, quite simply. Not too complicated. It was able to do that, no problem at all. There it is. So, dump all that in the dish. Find myself a bowl. How do we make meatballs? Same way we make the regular meatballs. Put in some Romano cheese. Let's get some good taste into it. A little bit of Parmesan cheese because I love it. I know my containers, I keep them in the freezer. Remember my little trick? I grate it in advance, keep it in the freezer only for cooking. An egg in here. Get rid of that. Now, the salt and pepper, let's just do it now so we don't forget. Salt, pepper boy, and parsley. I chop it up. There's some stems in it sometimes, a little bit. It's not the end of the world. So, we put it all in there together. Did we forget something? Yes, we did. We forgot a little bit of bread and garlic. Bread to give it some consistency. Garlic. I like it in meatballs. I do. Mix this up like that. Well, I have two choices. I can make them a little bigger and then I would fry them a little bit. Just saute them a little bit. Or keep it small and then you could just drop them into the soup. But I think I'm gonna saute them. Little meatballs, you see? Not little, not big, just little. And you know what's really important when you're making your meatballs? A little bit of water in your hands. If not, you struggle, it sticks, especially chicken will stick to your hands. So why struggle, you know? Look, all done. Done. Some oil in here. Sound you want. Non-stick pan. I'm not crazy about non-stick pans, but when it comes to just a light saute, it's worth it. Come on, so easy to make. I want you guys into it. You know, this simple, unscripted Italian food. Wetting my hand, getting the chicken out of my hand. Close the drawer, Anthony. I discovered these sheets. Just put them out, put them on here. Once these are done, I have the broth. I have these. And I would probably make it with homemade pasta that I had done. I would take a few noodles of that, put in some of these meatballs, and that would be my dish. Whoa, no. 90 minutes. Time to let out steam. I think I've replicated my mother's brodo of Saturday night. You tell me what that looks like. That is what chicken broth is supposed to look like. I am going to set this in a plate with, guess what? Ta-da! And make myself a nice little soup, and I'll enjoy it with you guys. Why are we burning and barbecuing meat when we could be boiling meat. Let that camera focus in on this piece. How beautiful it is. Flavor. It's all the flavor and healthier. Look at that. Look how beautiful. Oh my gosh. Now, let me take. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let me try to do this without this meatball going flying anywhere. I did it. I did it. Look at this. I got some meatball with some meat. I put some pasta in there. Did you know? Oh. That's the one amazing meatball. Lesson, soup is good. Lesson, Magic Pot is magic. The Instant Pot is amazing. It's worth the investment. I don't work for these guys. I just freaked out the first time I used it. Now, maybe you might be looking at this and saying, dude, where have you been? Well, I don't know. But I never used the Instant Pot. My mother had an old pressure cooker that she put on, and it was like, when you put it on, you thought it was going to explode because it was sitting on the heat. Excuse me. I even kept the carrots, a little bit of the carrots. Why not? Now I got the meat chunks in here. So delicious. So I was saying, I didn't know that there was one that could work like this. It's unbelievable. It's also got like settings that are slow. You can have it do it overnight. I did this in 90 minutes. Took a little bit of time for it to get up to pressure. So it's 90 minutes plus that. So let's say it's 2 hours. What's 2 hours to make a delicious, delicious, delicious brodo soup? This is amazing. Like always, I'm so grateful for you guys joining me, especially now without Anna, taking some time together to cook something together. And, you know, if you can help us out and subscribe on the YouTube, that would be great. In the meantime, we love what we're doing. We love you.